Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha, and if this is your first time stopping by, please subscribe. So today is Saturday, it's my friend's birthday brunch, so we're having brunch at this place called Harbor. It's like a rooftop by the pier, I think, like by the water. I don't really know, but I looked up the location and it looks right by the water, so I'm really excited. And I wanted to do like a little get ready with me while answering questions. So I asked my Instagram a few days ago if they could ask me any questions they want, and then I would pretty much answer them in this video. And I'm gonna try to answer all of them. I'm not gonna, you know, try to skip any over, so we'll see how many I can get done without making this video too long. But yeah, I love making videos like this because I don't really do them a lot, and I love to, you know, update you all every few months because, you know, you see me in vlogs, you see me going out to eat, shopping, all that stuff, but I don't always like sit down and actually talk about maybe what's going on with me or just where I'm at a certain point in my life. So yeah, we're gonna have a good little chit chat. So you can grab your tea. I have my coffee right here. It's from Starbucks, obviously. And yeah, we're just gonna have a little good get ready with me. So without further ado, let's get into these questions. So I just want to read to you guys what my friend said is the theme of this brunch. She pretty much put this in the group chat. She said, dress to impress, think thoughty spring brunch. So I want to see bright colors and some skin. Girl. My friends are funny, but I'm just gonna go with the spring part of it. So I'm gonna obviously do something with more color. I really had an idea to do like a pink outfit because obviously that's been my favorite color lately, but I did recently buy an orange dress, and it's like an orange knit maxi dress, which I think is perfect for this weather because it's like 70 degrees today. It's pretty warm, like not too sunny, but the sun is out. Like I just think this is the perfect weather to wear this dress without getting too hot or cold. So I'm gonna wear that, and then I'm gonna just try to make my makeup look pretty much the same. Like honestly, are we surprised? I do the same makeup look all the time, but then I'm probably gonna pick some kind of orange color from this Jaclyn Hill palette that I have. Yeah, there's like a couple of orange colors in here, so there's a lot to pick from. But yeah, let's start answering these questions. So I got, I would say, pretty good questions, good ones to answer. Okay, so we're gonna start with brows first, and I'm also gonna start with maybe like the most simple question. So the first one is, how's life? Well, thank you for asking. Honestly, I cannot really complain about life. So I was even realizing this morning, today is a year since my college graduation, which is so crazy to think about because it's just like college seems like a whole world away now. Like it just seems like something that was so long ago, but I know it wasn't. It was literally a year ago. So when I think of life now, I really feel like I'm just content. Like I've come a long way, okay? Because I was someone who was always really just nervous or anxious if I couldn't control everything, or if I just didn't know what was happening next, I would literally freak out and shut down basically. So life right now, I've just been like super optimistic and just willing to let whatever come into my life and whatever is not meant for my life to go, which is so crazy because I'm literally not that person at all. And honestly, I can really thank therapy for that. Like I just had the biggest stigma or the biggest misconception of therapy growing up, obviously because I'm African. Also, like, just in our community, no one really talks about stuff like that. Everyone says you have to be this kind of way to be considered like eligible for therapy. Like that's literally how I was raised, or what people around me would say. So I just didn't think that you could go and just talk about your regular life problems. Like, hey, I'm really stressed with school. Hey, I don't know what career I want, or I'm having trouble maintaining my friendships, like things like that. I just didn't even think that was something worthy enough to talk about in therapy. And yeah, I pretty much started after post-grad because I made a video about this a few months ago, like life after graduation. Like I really feel like I went through a post-grad depression. Like I just didn't know what to do. I, you know, didn't have any job offers lined up like I thought I would straight out of college, you know, pandemic. I was away from all of my friends, of course. Like it was just a really sad time for me. So that was when I finally started to actually look for a therapist again, which I've tried it before in undergrad, but it was free. So I was worried that I would have to pay for it if, you know, I pursued it again. But I found one that my insurance covers, and honestly, it's been amazing. Like I'm just able to really sit there and process anything that's going on in my life, whether it's big or small. And I just have someone who listens to me and gives me actual advice, not just like, oh, that's cool. And I don't blame them, because when you have a problem, you know, your average friend is not gonna know how to solve it because they're not equipped to solve it. Whereas when I go to therapy, and even if it's a small problem, they're like, okay, well, it may seem small to you, but if it's bothering you, then maybe it's not small, and we'll work through healthy ways to get through that. So honestly, that has just made me so much better. And my therapist was even telling me the other day, she was like, you have become a completely different person than when I started talking with you. You're just someone who's you just feel lighter, or you seem lighter, you seem happier, you seem, you know, just more willing to accept whatever comes, which is one of the biggest problems, or one of the reasons why I went in the first place. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling now, but honestly, life is good. I'm just really thankful to God. I really don't have much to complain about, and yeah, things are going well. So the next question is, what is your job exactly? So I feel like whenever I'm trying to explain my job, it's really not that hard, but for some reason I feel like it is, but it's not. So I work in marketing. If I haven't mentioned that, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in a video or two, but I work in marketing more on like the television side. So I work with a big TV company, and pretty much what I do is, if you think of like the commercials you see on TV, just think about your average commercial and it's like brought to you by someone. That is usually what I manage. So I don't actually sell those spots to clients. That's more what like a sales assistant would do. But usually when they do sell that, and let me tell you, clients will pay like $250,000 for a 5-second clip. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. But yeah, pretty much once those are sold, I'm in charge of managing them and also getting them to production. So the production team is the one who's gonna actually put the graphics together, put everything together, and then eventually air it. So I'm kind of like the middleman, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not really working with the clients directly, but I'm kind of like the communication between the clients and the production team who's actually making the commercials and airing them, if that makes sense. But so far the job is really good. Like, I feel like I've learned so much. I've just become more independent. I just trust myself a lot more. I'm learning so much. I feel myself becoming a better professional. And like I said, it's just crazy to think I graduated exactly a year ago and I had no idea what to do with my life. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know when my next job was coming. I had an unpaid internship lined up, and I was literally praying that would turn into a job, and it didn't, even though it was an amazing experience. So I was kind of left at I was pretty much left at square one and didn't know what to do again. So a year later, to actually enjoy my job and not dread it, like I don't wake up thinking, oh my God, I gotta go to work right now. I actually like the environment, the people, the work I do. So yeah, work is going well so far. We're gonna prime with my new favorite primer. I mean, I don't even know how I was living without this one before. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It's pretty much a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and it is sticky. Like, you put on your face and your face actually gets tacky, which is perfect though, because when you do put makeup on it, it sticks. It keeps your skin looking poreless, smooth, and it was like $7. So shout out to e.l.f. All right, I'm probably gonna be out for a couple hours, so let me really get in there with this primer. So the next question is 3 takeaways from Ramadan. That's actually a really good question. Okay, but first we're gonna go on with the Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I used this last week, and it literally just makes your makeup look so glowy, and it's just so pretty. I think it's perfect, especially for a natural makeup look like I'm going with today. Like, the only thing that's gonna be out there might be my eyeshadow, but for my face makeup, it's literally gonna be the same thing that I always do. But 3 takeaways from Ramadan. So every year Ramadan is so different for me. Like, I literally go in with an open mind. Just like, I don't go in with any expectations. Like, sometimes I do set goals, I guess, like you can do that, but I pretty much go in just willing to let whatever happen, or if that makes sense. But this year's Ramadan was honestly so amazing for me, and I don't even know what made it different. Like, I don't know, this one just felt really different for me. I just feel like I learned a lot. I think I kind of talked about this in my Ramadan vlog, like the few days in Ramadan, which if you haven't watched that, you should definitely check it out. But yeah, I pretty much I was willing to learn, if that makes sense. Like, I realized, like, oh my God, I grew up in this religion and I've been learning it my whole life from like family or culture, but I didn't really, like, I wanted to learn more about it from like other people's perspectives, or just to see how much it differed. Like, I don't know, I was just in a really learning mood. So that's pretty much what I did. Like, I just listened to a lot of podcasts, I read stuff, and it just became so transformative for me. So I think one of my biggest takeaways would be that you can come any way you are in this religion. So I really grew up with this whole like trope that every Muslim is so perfect. I mean, I thought, that's literally what I thought, because that's how it was like taught to me. Like, you have to do this, be on your P's and Q's, and that's how you get to heaven. Like, that's literally what I learned pretty much. And I feel like this Ramadan, I was listening to so many stories of people who also thought the same way that I did, because I thought it was just me. And they had, you know, they did talk about how you know, sometimes I do struggle to read the Quran, like especially like it's in a different language, and you know, that's a little hard sometimes, like fully connecting unless you have the English translation next to you. Or I do sometimes struggle with getting my prayers done on time or being consistent with them. Like that's just something that I thought like, oh, like why am I struggling with that? But I was hearing these stories of thousands of people, like people all over the world who are like, yeah, like that's me too, that's me too. So it just made me feel like really welcomed, or just made me feel like I'm allowed to make mistakes sometimes. I'm allowed to feel lost or whatever it is, but you know, I still can come to God. At least that's, you know, that's what the religion preaches. Like you can come to God however you are, and you know, that's okay. Also going in with the Ami Colé skin tint, obviously this is literally what I've been using for like the past year. It is so good. Like when it runs out, I'm gonna rush to buy another one. But like I was saying, so another takeaway that I really learned from this Ramadan is that we cannot really plan our lives. I think, like I was just saying before, like I've always been a planner, but I think when you really try to become more God conscious, or when you just try to like really relearn your religion, you really do realize that, you know, you don't have as much control as you think over your life. I mean, obviously we have control over our actions, but in a way, like the way our life happens, the best way I heard it in a podcast that I was listening to over Ramadan is that, you know, we're just living the life that was planned for us. It's almost like we're characters in a storybook, and you know, there's chapters, and you know, you're just kind of going through it. Like you think you know what's gonna happen. Like the actual reader, which I guess the person was saying God, like, you know, they already planned the book, they wrote it, they know what's gonna happen. You're just living in it, if that makes sense. So not to say, oh, do whatever you want and just say, oh, well, this is what was planned. I think it's more to say, don't be in such a rush to be at this point in your life, or to think this is where I'm supposed to be, because you don't know what the chapters are, you don't know where your story is going, and you might be in the very beginning of a very long and beautiful and rewarding life. But if you're constantly so worried about what's gonna happen next, or not being where you think you should be, it's just gonna pretty much drive you crazy if you think about it. Like feeling like I should be here, but I don't know how to get here. But in reality, there's a planner who's gonna get you there whenever it's meant to get you there, or will even maybe give you something better than you ever prayed for or imagined for. So I think those are like my main takeaways this Ramadan. It was really good. I'm really happy that I got to live through another one, and yeah, hopefully we all get to live through another one again. But do you see how the flawless filter and the skin tint looks? It just looks so good. So the next question is, what is your favorite thing to do? I love to go out and shop and eat. If that is not obvious for my channel, like I just find it so therapeutic when I'm walking through the stores, I'm buying things, sometimes not even buying, just like window shopping. I have my little iced coffee in my hand, or like I go and grab lunch or dinner somewhere. Like just anything that has to do with trying new things or new experiences. I also love strolling through the park. Like I'm just someone who likes to be out, if that makes sense. Not even like out clubbing, like, hey, let's go. Like that's not really what I mean. Sorry, the group chat for the birthday is texting, but yeah, it's just more like I really like to try new things or have like new experiences. So yeah, that's really my favorite thing to do. Eat, shop, take walks. Like I'm a really simple girl. I'm a simple gal here, So someone asked, when is your next travel vlog? Honestly, I hope soon, because I've really been wanting to go somewhere. I was even planning to text my friends within these next few weeks to say, hey, who wants to take a trip? Even if it's a weekend trip, it's domestic, I don't really care. Like I just want to leave New York for a couple of days. I just want to go somewhere that's really outdoorsy, beach vibes, like forest. I don't know. I don't care where I go, but hopefully it'll be somewhere soon. So definitely stay tuned. But if my friends are watching this, expect a text in the next few days, because we are going somewhere this summer. This is a similar question. It said, what's the next place you want to travel to anywhere else in Africa besides Ghana? I definitely want to travel to more African countries. I think I want to do a lot of like northern African countries. So you know, you have Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, like places like that I think would be really beautiful. But I also want to obviously do more West African countries. I want to go to Nigeria, because I'm half Nigerian, but I've never been, just because I feel like I usually go to Ghana. My dad goes to Nigeria all the time, but he goes during times where we might be in school or work, so it's always been kind of hard to coordinate with us. So I think I would definitely love to go to Nigeria next, just because I feel like I would connect with the culture a lot anyways. I've been to South Africa before, and that was gorgeous. Like I would love to go back. It's a beautiful place. Tanzania. Like there's just so many beautiful African countries, but anywhere outside of Africa, I definitely want to do some kind of Europe tour. I know that's really basic, but I would love to just tour different countries in Europe, especially Italy. I definitely want to at least experience different places like Amalfi Coast, like Venice, like different places in that area. Also go to like Belgium, like just go to a bunch of different places. So I'm just someone who, I'm gonna need a job in the future that gives me a lot of PTO, because I will be taking vacations like every 3 months. That's the hope. So this next question is, are you dating? I'm definitely not. Sorry to burst your bubble. I added some unnecessary suspense there, but I am not dating. I am more single than single. Like I don't even text anyone, guys. Like I'm just, you all are the people that I talk to pretty much. If not you, maybe like 2 friends, but that is pretty much my dating life right now. So I think I'm just kind of in the place where, like I was saying, I've become a lot more optimistic and just like letting things come the way they come, and like letting things go if they're not meant to. And I think that's just taken a lot of pressure off of me. And I'm realizing like, oh my God, I'm only 23 years old. Like that is not old at all. I feel like I have a whole life, inshallah. Like I have a whole life to live ahead of me, and it's just like I'm not really in any rush to be with someone, because I'm one of those people, like I've never been the person who like dates a lot of people at once. Like that's just not my vibe. I would rather be single and wait for like someone who actually like really treats me right and interests me. Like I'm just not someone who's always been eager to jump into a relationship, which I think if you are that person, that's also not such a bad thing. I mean, obviously it's not great either, but I can see why. Like obviously some people do find a lot of fulfillment in like having relationships and those kind of romantic ones, but for me, not really. Like I'm just that kind of person who, if someone once in a blue comes along and, you know, really interests me, and it's very once in a blue, let me tell you, but if someone comes along who I feel like just fits my life, and like, you know, we get along and they're respectful, and you know, like I'm just not someone who really has a lot of requirements when it comes to dating people. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and let the right person come along, you know, no rush or anything. Still young, still gonna live my best life in my 20s. So we have a fresh setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. I just bought this last week, and I'm very happy because my last one broke, which is very tragic because this thing is like $40 for the big size. So this next question is a little similar to the dating question, but it's, do you feel pressured to get married and have a baby? Definitely not. Like I could not imagine myself as a wife and mother right now. Like that is just crazy to think. Like I feel like a child still. Like I still feel like a kid. I cannot imagine. Like I know some people at my age do have babies, and it's so crazy because I'll see like people I went to high school with, you know, having kids, and or even middle school, like whatever it is, and I'm just like, wow, like these people are parents. Like should I be a parent right now? But that is a good question, because obviously in my culture it's kind of not necessarily expected. Well, in some families it is expected that maybe after you went to school, or sometimes you don't even go to school, like you just straight up get married and start having kids by like 25, which that's not really my vibe. And I definitely let my family know that that's not my vibe. Like my dad likes to throw little, you know, shady hints or whatever, that it's like, oh, when are you gonna bring a husband home? And it's like, not anytime soon. But yeah, I'm just really happy that my family isn't really pressuring me into that life. Like of course they hint at it, or they would love for that to happen, but I think they care more about if I meet someone who I actually like, or who's gonna respect me or treat me right, because that's definitely a big priority of my dad's. Even just seeing how he is with my sister who's married. She got married like a year and a half ago. He's just really happy that she's happy, and he's not someone who's like very overbearing, or like, you know, like he just really wants us to have a happy life. And same with my mom as well. So I think they'd rather me wait and like, you know, obviously figure my stuff out and meet the right person before I get married. So it's kind of nice not having that pressure, especially when I know in this culture, or sometimes in this religion even, you know, people do tend to get married a little earlier. So yeah. All right, we're gonna start with some eyeshadow now. So we got a lot of colors to choose from, but like I said, my dress is orange, so I'm probably gonna start with some kind of like, you know, brown, you know, kind of to make like a sunset eyeshadow look. And then yeah, I'm probably gonna put some like gold or orange glitter. Actually, this is gonna be the star of the show right here, this like orange glittery color right here. So yeah, first though, I'm gonna start with this color, Love Handles. Can you even see that? Love Handles for just like the crease color. I really feel like I should be wearing lashes today, but I don't know, I've just never really fully become a lash girl. Like, I want to become her. I want to become that girl who always has her lashes done, who always looks good, because it does make you look like, you know, your makeup is already done even when it's not. But I just feel like I'm not used to them. Like, I just went so much in my life wearing mascara and calling it a day that now when I actually have to wear lashes, I'm just like, do I really need to? Which I know some occasions I do need to. Like, Eid, I wore it. If it's like a big event, like, I'll wear them. But because this is just like a brunch, even though it's a dressy brunch, I just feel like I can maybe get away with just mascara. So let's hope. But yeah, I'm just like creating a crease color here with brown shades pretty much before I go in with the orange, just to make it pop. This question is, what have you been listening to a lot? So I guess in terms of music, I'm just someone who listens to all music. I know that's really a cop-out answer, but I'm really into just like, if the song sounds good, it sounds good. But obviously my top genre is Afrobeats. Like, anything Burna Boy, Wizkid, who else? Thames. Oh my god, I love Thames. I really love her. That is my sister in my head. She just hit, like, her music hits every time. It's timeless. I listened to her EP album like 20,000 times and I still never get tired of it. Like, it still touches my soul every time I listen to it. But I've also really been loving Gunna lately, which I didn't think that would become me, but his music is really good. Like, his last album I've really been enjoying. Like, I started listening to it a few months ago in the gym and it's just really good. Like, there's a lot of hits on there, but it's kind of crazy because I don't even know if he's ever gonna make another album with where he's at right now, so we'll see. But yeah, I've been loving Gunna. I've been loving Doja Cat. Who else? I love a lot of music. I feel like my discography, is that even the word? That is very diverse. So I'm just someone who's always down for some good music. All right, so we're gonna be a little bold or whatever. We're gonna be a little out there and we're gonna use this really bright orange color in my crease as well. This is definitely gonna make it pop a little more. Or actually maybe I should use my man. These eyeshadow colors are so funny, but yeah, maybe I should use this one instead because I feel like it's a little deeper, even though it's like neon. Even though the brunch starts at 3:30, she said the place kind of turns into like a club at night. I don't know, like, I don't even know where this place is. I've never heard of it, but I think like we're gonna be there for brunch, but then it's gonna kind of go into like party mode after. So obviously I want my makeup to last. I want to be in a comfortable outfit, and I'm always kind of messy with it because I just take a big brush in the end and take like a brown or neutral eyeshadow and clean the edges up. So I'm not usually too scared to just kind of go all in. Okay, so the next question is, what are your aspirations? And that is actually a good question because I think they're changing or they're slowly evolving. Like, what I think I wanted like maybe a year or two ago is completely different from what I want now. Yeah, just in terms of even like career, I was a political science and Africana studies major on an international relations track. I had internships that were very international politics focused. I was in a whole scholarship program for it. I mean, I just thought I knew exactly how my life was gonna go. I thought I was gonna get my master's in international relations right after college and then eventually maybe work in like nonprofit DC area like that. I had my whole life mapped out pretty much. But obviously those things have changed a lot. Like, I'm in a completely different sector now in terms of like career, and yeah, it just made me put into perspective, like, what are your aspirations? What do you truly aspire to do? And I think a lot of times that could also make you really anxious or nervous because it's like, well, what if this doesn't work out? Or what if I'm on the wrong path? But I think my aspirations right now are very, like, they're much less specific than they used to be. So I just want to be in a place where I'm content with my career. I know that's so vague, but I think as someone who did do a whole 180 in terms of like my career, it's like it's probably gonna serve me better to just be more realistic and a little less, you know, making everything so specific and, you know, and eventually maybe being disappointed if it doesn't go that way. So yeah, I'm just someone who wants to be content with my career. I just want to be in a place where I have a really amazing leadership role. I can set my own hours, and obviously if this YouTube thing ever hit, that would be great, but I definitely didn't come into it thinking that it would lead to something in terms of like, oh, it's gonna pay my bills or anything. I think if you started for that reason, let me tell you, it's gonna be hard because I put so many hours into my videos. Oh my god, I probably have put thousands of hours into these videos, and I hope you notice because I definitely make them nice for you guys. But yeah, like, I think yeah, like I didn't come into this thinking it could ever become a career, but obviously that'll be a really cool career, because who doesn't want their hobby to turn into something that's actually, you know, bringing them income, something that they were doing already anyways. Like no one was making them do it, it was all them, and then eventually it was starting to pay their bills. Like that would be great, but it's just not something, like I know it's not something that happens for everyone, but so far I am enjoying this, so I do aspire to continue to make this content and yeah, really have an outlet to become creative and to talk to people, even though I'm literally talking to myself right now. Like something like that, you know, like just always being happy with where I'm at, being content, just not always rushing to get to the next step. So that is my aspiration. And obviously to have enough money to fund my wardrobe. Like that, I know that maybe that's superficial, but I just want to have enough money to walk into any store I want and be like, that bag, that shoes, I want to take it all. That is the goal. Of course, we have to go in with my favorite powder ever. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Powder. I love to put this under my eyes, really. Like it just creates the most beautiful blurring effect. Like did you see that? Like oh my gosh, I would never get tired of this powder. I will forever buy this and have one in my collection. I have a mini one too that I take to work with me if I'm ever like doing my makeup in the bathroom or something. But yeah, this powder is literally insane. Like my face looks blurred. That is crazy. Can I just say, these questions are so good. I feel like, you know, they're not like over the top questions. They're just very much like, you know, little conversation, you know, just talking about life, real shit. So real stuff. So also gonna put some brow gel on because I forgot to do that in the beginning. This is the Kosas one. I also use the brow pencil. I just love their brow products. I feel like my brows actually look good all day when I put this stuff on. Like it stays on all day. Yeah, it's just very pigmented. So I'm definitely running out of time to like get ready, so I'm gonna do a little less talking, more getting ready. Also using the Gucci bronzer. But my last question that I'm gonna answer is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I love questions like that because it really does make you think like, oh my gosh, what are my goals for the next 5 years? Like in 5 years, God willing, I'll be 28, so I'll still be in my 20s, but obviously in a different section of my 20s, like closer to my, you know, early 30s. Yeah, I think in 5 years I definitely obviously want to be alive and healthy. That's number one, because none of these goals will matter if I'm not either of those things. But I also want to see my family doing well. I want to see them alive and healthy. I want to see them achieving all of their goals. And then of course I want to be in a space where I've really put my mind to something, whether that's my career, whether that's anything in my life that I really put my mind to. In 5 years I would love to see, or I would love to be able to look back to this time right now and be like, oh my gosh, all that hard work that I put in behind the scenes, that I really, like all the investment, all the heart, all the soul that went into this, here I am 5 years later, God willing, and things are, you know, looking the way I really hope that they would look. I think that would be such a beautiful thing, to be able to look back at your life and say, all those small decisions that I made, all those intentions I made, all those prayers I made, here I am living them now. So that is really what I want. Like anything else in between, it's like, sure, I want a nice car and a nice apartment or house, like maybe married, who knows, I don't really know, but those things are nice. But I really want to be able to look at myself and be proud of where I am and be proud of the person I've become, be proud of everything that I've ever done, like no regrets. And yeah, that's where I would love to be in 5 years. So hopefully I can look back on this video 5 years from now and actually be like, oh my gosh, that happened. Alright, so I did end up putting lashes on, which definitely took a little while because yeah, I don't put lashes on a lot. But right now I'm trying to revive my hair. I got a blowout like a week ago, but it got rained on, slept on, everything you could think of, so it looks crazy now. So I'm just gonna put some heat protectant and then try to like re-blow it out pretty much and hope it'll look good. I know it's not gonna look the way it looked when I did it, but you know, it's fine. So I'm using this blow dryer brush from Revlon. So if it's not obvious, I'm rushing, by the way, because I got like 15 minutes to leave the house. And then I also have the hot comb plugged in, which if you're a black girl, you remember these from the old days when we had to get our hair done. But I'm just gonna try to like flatten the top. This part got like edge control in it, so it's like definitely looking a little stiff. So I'm probably gonna end up pinning this side just so it doesn't look crazy. But yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna kind of go in at the top, or even maybe like the front pieces, just to frame them. Yeah, just to make them a little more flat in the front. I think this is as good as his hair is gonna get. So we're about to get dressed right now. So this is the dress I ended up deciding to wear. It's this maxi orange dress. I feel like it's the perfect spring vibe, and it has like a cute little v-neck. It's from Pretty Lavish. So I love Nuri Anna. Like, she does like a lot of fashion content, so she came out with this line and I was like, of course I gotta support. I don't need to know you to support you, but yeah, I think this dress is really cute. It's knit, if you can see that. So yeah, I'm about to throw this on right now. I got like 5 minutes, so let's see how quick I can get ready. And then I'm also gonna use this Louis crossbody bag because the handle is gold, or like it has like a gold chain that you could use to hold it, so I feel like that'll go perfect. And then for the shoes, I think I'm gonna do some kind of like white sandal heels or something. I'm definitely not walking to the city with them though, so I'm gonna carry shoes with me. So I think I'm gonna go, my cousin dropped something, she's like, sorry, but I think I'm gonna go with these strappy heels that I've had for a long time because they have like the gold detail here. But yeah, I'm gonna rush to get ready and then come back when I'm dressed. Okay, my room is such a mess right now, so just ignore it, but this is how the dress looks. I love the v-neck, and then it also goes all the way to my ankles, and I feel like it'll be really cute with the sandals. Like, I think it's nice, you know, very cute casual dress. And then I'm about to throw some gold jewelry on and my shoes. And then the perfumes that I use this perfume, of course, because I feel like this lasts all day. And then I also use the Wild Poppy one from Nest, so those two together. But yeah, I'm gonna put some shoes on now, run out, and then I'll probably see you guys at the rooftop. I'm gonna like show you how the place is and everything, so see you later.
Happy birthday!